So today I thought I would do a Roaccutane Q&A because even though it's been a while since I've been on Roaccutane, I still get a bunch of questions about it. So I thought I'd go through all the comments on all my Roaccutane videos and all the messages I've been sent about it individually and just answer them all in this video. If you do have any further questions still after this video, then leave them in the comments and I'll do a part 2. So one question that I actually got quite a lot was what actually is Roaccutane, and it's basically just a really harsh acne medication. I think it's derived from some sort of vitamin A, so you're not supposed to take any other vitamin A substances whilst on Roaccutane. But yeah, it's basically a harsh acne medication that's sort of used as a last resort. Someone asked, have you tried something before Roaccutane and was it an easy choice to make? So before I went on Roaccutane, I'd tried a lot of different antibiotics and a lot of different topical treatments for my skin. So I definitely did try a lot of things before Roaccutane and it definitely wasn't an easy choice to make. Like, I almost didn't go on it because I'd seen so many horror stories about it and it just terrified me a little bit. So yeah, it definitely wasn't an easy choice to make. I did a ton of research into it, and that's another reason why I actually wanted to document my journey on it, because I'd seen so many negative reviews that I was hoping to provide a positive one, and I feel like I have. Like, my treatment went so well, so yeah, it wasn't an easy choice to make, but I'm so glad I made it. Someone else asked, does your doctor prescribe it to you? So this is the way it works in the UK, or at least where I live. Your doctor can't prescribe it, but they can refer you to a dermatologist who can. But the referral time is so long where I live. Like, I had to wait, I'd say about 4 months, I think, maybe more. But yeah, I don't think GPs in the UK are allowed to prescribe it just because it is sort of seen as a last resort and very harsh. So yeah, you have to be referred to a dermatologist. Someone else has asked, I am taking this and it has proven a lot more effective than other treatments, but what dosage are you taking? So throughout my treatment, I had a range of different doses. I think I started on 20 for the first month, then went up to 30, then 40, and then my maximum was 50, because most of the time you're only allowed to take 1 milligram per kilogram of body weight, I think. Or am I getting that mixed up? Basically, my maximum dosage was 50 milligrams because my body weight was 50 kilograms, I think. Someone else has asked, are there really no other less harsh methods out there? There are plenty of less harsh methods, but all the ones that I had tried seemed to be really temporary. Like, they would get rid of my acne for a while, but then it would just come back, and then the same treatment wouldn't work again. So for me, it really seemed like the only option left, but there are so many different methods you can try before Roaccutane. So what I would suggest is go to your doctor, ask them about your options, and then they can guide you from there. Someone asked, have you tried changing your diet / giving up on chocolate and sugar? I know this person didn't mean to be rude in any way, but it always frustrates me when someone mentions diet with skin, because although they are linked, it's not always the case. Like, when I had acne and whilst I was on Roaccutane, I was eating the healthiest I had ever eaten. Since coming off of it, I have eaten so badly, but I feel like I'm just enjoying having clear skin and being able to eat whatever I want. But yeah, whilst I had acne and whilst I was on Roaccutane, I was eating roasted veg and fruit, and I was basically vegan. Like, I'd given up so much bad stuff, but I was still getting acne. So yeah, as a long answer to your question, I did try changing diet, and for some people that does work, but in my case it just didn't. This next one isn't really a question, it's just more of a statement, but I still wanted to address it in the video. So this person said, a lot of people have to get back surgery because of this medicine, and some people can't even walk anymore. I think that one is a slight over exaggeration. Like, I know there have been some cases where that has happened, but that is really worst case scenario. Like, there are so many people who go on this medication year after year and have no issue whatsoever, and it's just those rare cases that have an issue that get reported. So yeah, you do have to be aware that that could happen. It's so rare, but it could happen. I would honestly not worry about it at all, especially if you're on quite a low dose. And as long as you report everything to your dermatologist, you'll be fine. They would stop the medication if there was any sign of things getting serious. So just make sure you're really honest with your dermatologist, and yeah, you'll be fine. I actually did experience a little bit of backache during my treatment, but I raised it with my dermatologist and they didn't increase my dosage that month, and they monitored me and I was fine. So as I said, just tell your dermatologist everything and you'll be fine. So this person asked, which lip moisturizer do you use and which face moisturizer do you use? So during my treatment, I used a mixture of Carmex and Blistex on my lips. I didn't use them at the same time, but I sort of alternated them. And then for my skin, I used my Eucerin Dermo Purifier Moisturizer, which I would highly recommend. This next person asked, when did you notice it actually starting to work? This one really changes from person to person, but I started seeing proper improvement at about month 3, so about halfway through my treatment. But some people see it from about month 1, other people it takes longer, so I really couldn't give an answer, but I started seeing a proper improvement about month 3. So this next person asked, what are your appointments like, e.g. blood tests, pregnancy tests? So I actually only had to do 2 blood tests. One of them was before I started the medication and the other was a month after I started it, just to like compare and check that it wasn't damaging me in any way. And then the pregnancy tests you have to do every time before your appointment. So what I would do is I'd turn up to the dermatologist place, I'd talk to the receptionist, go sit down, then a nurse comes out with a specimen cup, you go pee in the cup, they take the cup, and then you go back to the waiting room and then wait for your appointment, and then you go into your appointment, you get your results back. Mine always came back clear. And then you have a little chat about how your treatment's going. Just remember to be really open and honest with your dermatologist because they need to know about any side effects whatsoever. So yeah, you just have a little chat and then they give you your prescription and you go get your medication and then you book an appointment for next month. And that's how it worked. So someone asked, did you wash your face whilst on Roaccutane? And yes, I did. I did have a little skincare routine that I followed. I did include my skincare routine in my complete Roaccutane experience video. I'll try and find the time that I included it at and put it in the description box below for you. But yeah, to answer the question, I did wash my face whilst on it. I can do a whole video about my skincare whilst on Roaccutane if you'd like. Just let me know. This next question I get asked so much, which is, did Roaccutane help with your scarring? Roaccutane doesn't clear scarring, but it does clear the acne, which I felt made my skin look better even though I had scarring. So Roaccutane doesn't get rid of scarring or hyperpigmentation or things like that, but I feel like because it's clearing your acne, your skin just does end up looking better. And the scars do fade over time. Like, if you watch my makeup dilemma video, I'm wearing no makeup in that whatsoever, and that's the level of scars on my face. So yeah, Roaccutane doesn't help with scarring, but they do fade, and my dermatologist did give me some scar gel to use, so your dermatologist might do the same. So this next one isn't really a question either. This one's just saying that they're gonna start Roaccutane, but they're scared of blood tests. And I completely relate. Like, I hate blood tests, I hate needles. I always took my dad with me because I just hate needles, can't stand them, but it's really worth it. You don't want anything to go wrong during your treatment, so it's worth getting the blood tests. But yeah, I can't really help there. So this next question says, once I finish my 3rd month, I have to wait 8 days for my appointment. Should I be worried? I don't want to mess it up. Sometimes that happened to me, and what I would do is sometimes skip a day so that you're still taking Roaccutane quite regularly. And that wasn't just me making that decision, my dermatologist told me to do that, because in the UK at least it's so hard to get a dermatologist appointment, so sometimes you do have to wait slightly longer than a month. But as long as you're still taking it regularly, then it'll still be in your system and you'll be fine. But what I would do is just check that with your dermatologist. Don't just take my word for it, but that's what they told me to do. This one again isn't a question, but it's someone who's just a little bit scared of the initial breakout. My initial breakout only really lasted 1 or 2 weeks, and I think I was quite lucky. Sometimes it does last for about a month, but honestly it does fade. You can cover it with makeup if you want, I did, but obviously that's completely up to you. But honestly, if you get through it, your skin will clear and the end result is just great. Unfortunately, there's no way to really avoid the initial breakout, but just trust me, it gets better. This person asked, did you notice any hair loss? I personally didn't experience any hair loss. That side effect was actually the only one the dermatologist only mentioned to me after I'd already begun treatment, and I was sort of like, oh, okay, my hair might start falling out, but it didn't, it's all fine. So this next person asked, how did you apply makeup over your skin? I'm guessing they're just asking because the skin gets so dry, but basically what I did was just patted my foundation in rather than buffing it in, because if you buff it in then it brings all like the flakes up to the surface, but if you sort of like pat it / stroke it in one direction, then it sort of flattens out the skin at the same time. I did struggle with it at first, but I think if you just practice, you'll get your technique down and it'll be fine. I feel like I've said it'll be fine so many times in this video, but it will be, trust me. The next question is, will the acne come back after a while? And so far for me, my acne hasn't come back, so hopefully it'll be the same for you. Some people do need to go on a second round of Roaccutane, but most people are fine. Normally it just sorts people out for life. But yeah, I think again it's down to the individual. There's no way to tell for sure really. Like, I look at my skin every day and I'm almost waiting for it to break out again, but it's not. So yay. So that's all the questions I'm going to answer in this video because my battery is flashing, I'm tired, I gotta get up for uni tomorrow, so yeah. I hope it did help though, and as I said at the beginning, if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments and I'd be more than happy to do a part 2. So yeah, I hope you have a really lovely week. I'm gonna go now and eat my brownie that I got from Costa before I go to sleep. I'll see you all soon.